Total Pro Sports presents the 15 hardest things about being a sports fan. Every sports fan can relate. Even though we love supporting our favorite athletes and teams, there's no doubt we have too many hardships we have to go through. It's incredibly difficult to settle our emotions and revolve our lives around being pro sports fans, but it's a reality we accept when we watch them. Here are the 15 hardest things about being a sports fan. Number 15, fighting for the television. When you're at a relative's house, there's a good chance at least one person at a family reunion wants to watch their soap opera while you want to watch the sports game. If it's not your house, you probably will have to go through great lengths just to be able to watch the game. And even if you win the battle, your relatives won't stop complaining about having it on. Number 14, prioritizing your life around it. Some people would love to change their work lives, personal lives, and events to watch all the sports games. What NFL fan wants to schedule his wedding on Super Bowl Sunday? Well, you might have to if it's the only time your in-laws can come to town. It's frustrating, but sometimes sports fans have to miss out on events because of other ongoing things in life. Number 13, missing games. Similar to the last point, it just sucks when you have to miss that game you've been waiting for all year because of other things that come up. Your brother is sick, your boss needs you to fill someone in, your dentist needs to see you. It goes on, but nothing's worse than missing a game you want to see badly. Number 12, rebuilds. Every sports fan will tell you that even if it's best for the team, they hate having to see their teams rebuild. Rebuilding is the one word no sports fan wants to hear, but sometimes it's necessary to contend. But honestly, who wants to see their team suck for 3 to 5 years until they contend again? Number 11, seeing rival teams succeed. When your team sucks and your rival team succeeds, it becomes a painful and burning thing to watch. Ask any AFC East team, and their fans will say how much they hate the New England Patriots, who have won 4 Super Bowls while none of those teams ever accounted for much of anything in the past decade. It's like seeing your worst enemy steal your ex-girlfriend from you. It's just a bad feeling. Number 10, your players, teams don't care about you. Even though you dedicate so much time and sometimes money to your favorite sports team, the fact remains they don't know you solely exist. They also don't always care about you. No matter how well you treat your players, they'll chase the money to play for someone else. In the team's case, sometimes they'll do what makes them more money instead of what fans want, like charging $12 for a beer. Number 9, you're more sad than happy. Every athlete and team misses the championship game or series far more often than not. Every dynasty team in history has still had to watch the championship more than they've played in it. And that means most of the time, your fans are more heartbroken than happy. In the end, championships matter, no matter how much your team performs in the regular season. Hey, the New York Yankees have 27 World Series titles, but they still end a season on a much more depressed than satisfied note. Number 8, rival teams' fans. A lot of sports fans will exchange arguments with internet trolls, but when you have to do it with your rival sports team's fans, it gets worse. No matter what, they'll bring up success from 20 or even 100 years ago. You get into such heated arguments that it's kind of ridiculous. But man, those other teams' fans sure don't shut up. Number 7, getting so worked up. It's hard for sports fans to accept, but why do we let our days, weeks, months, and lives get ruined over a sports score? Your team lost one of the many games they have to play in the season. It did not end their playoff or championship hopes. Even if they lose in Game 7 on the last-second score of the championship, your life isn't over and your team is not done forever. Number 6, lockouts. This is the worst, but it goes to show how owners and players have total disregard for what the fans want. The NHL has had multiple ones in the past 20 years. The 2011 NFL season was threatened and the NBA had a short one just years ago. When it's millionaires and billionaires deciding how to split money and it takes forever, it's a huge insult to the fans. Number 5, the stress. Going through stress in life always sucks, but when it's cheering for a pro sports team, it's totally out of your control. You can do nothing but watch it all. It's out of your hands entirely, and no matter how much you try, you get so freaking stressed every time, and it's just not fun. Number 4, it really doesn't matter. Sometimes, even when your favorite team wins a championship, you can't help but realize it doesn't change your life. Sure, it's great to see your team win, but at the end of the day, it doesn't affect or change your life in any way. It's pure entertainment and nothing else. And when you spend your whole life watching it, it's kind of depressing when you come to terms with reality. Number 3, scandals. Scandals never benefit everyone. When a team cheats, then your team and players are feeling cheated out of something that should have been theirs. When it's your team and players in a scandal, you can't do anything but realize how they betrayed you and you've lost your trust. Just see Lance Armstrong, fans, because that's as painful as it gets. Number 2, not being able to see your team. Hey, you've been a lifelong fan, but too bad. Your team has to charge outrageous ticket, parking, food, and other beer prices. So in other words, for your loyalty, you're rewarded with watching every game at home because your team wants money. Sorry, thanks for being a fan. We won't be selling tickets for your affordability. And number 1, off-season. Honestly, this part just straight up sucks. NFL fans have to wait 7 months between the Super Bowl and seeing their team play again. MLB fans have to wait 5 months, while NBA and NHL fans need to wait 4 months. Having to wait so long until your team plays again is just awful. No one wants to go through that, but it's the worst part of being a sports fan. And that's it for the 15 hardest things about being a sports fan. But wait, we're not done with you yet. In the comments below, we want to know, what's the best thing about being a sports fan? And for more cool videos, click subscribe.